Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's your guy Horen Saroma as usual. Welcome back to my channel as usual. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And remember to hit the notification bell for more notification on our educative videos as usual. Now, I have a simple illustration that I want to use to describe or explain something or give or drive a particular point home. Look at the tortoise. You find you you happen to meet the tortoise on the land. They are very slow. They are very slow. Yes, in their movement. When you provoke them, they tend to run, but they can't go faster than you. It reaches a point they hide themselves, everything in their shells. Whatever is happening within that shell is in the dark to you who was chasing the tortoise, I mean. And that is when you call it a dark palace in a tortoise shell has a lot and a numerous secrets that you need to know. The next thing, think of the praying mantis. The praying mantis, like this, slowly focusing on where to step on as they move. Very slow but focused. And the praying mantis doesn't just go for things purposely because of what they intend to do. Leave alone that one. Can you look at the chameleon? They walk faster. They run. Very harsh. Very cruel. And let me surprise you. They tend to camouflage as that is a character, as an hibernating factor for them, for their security purposes. They hibernate. As they can adopt any color around, the color of anything as their hibernating factor from their predators. The same is the tortoise in their shells. But they are capable of monitoring your movement. Deep inside their cell, they can tell and look at you from where you cannot see them. And that is when I say, and I'm talking to young men today, both young men and ladies. Relationship is a very nice thing and very fundamental in an individual life. Very beautiful, and more so when you get somebody that your spirits are connected together and you can tag yourself along. Remember, remember, somebody once said sometimes age is a very good, in fact, age is the key factor here to consider at a point. Imagine I witnessed a scenario, and I think a few people have gone watched this trending movie from the Reels Itachi or whatever. A 23-year-old guy happened to be hooked up with a 33-year-old lady that is based maybe in the US or something. The lady has money. Now our young guys, we are now following this because of money. We don't go there for genuine love. Until when shall we stop the narrative of following the materialistic? We stop being materially oriented, but we have a particular mindset for our own that will educate us and give us a brilliant idea so that we may not lose, not that we may not lose, so that we may not lose focus in life and we consider a lot of things that we intend to have purposely for our growth, both economical, socially, and spiritual aspect. Can you look at that gap, a gap of 10 years, and you give them 15 to 20 years later, when the guy will be at 33 or 43, well, how old will be the woman? The lady is at 33 now. How many children are you going to give birth to? Because for a relationship or a marriage is more important, and apparently when someone, you don't just marry for the sake of love, but you marry purposely to enjoy staying together, the companionship, and you also remember that you are raising a new individual of your own kinds that will be there as your entire generation will continue growing and growing and growing and growing. And when such things happen, you come to realize that every day everybody seems to seems to be looking, and your name, a continuity of your own self, has been realized and materialized based on the relationship that you had. And this is what some guys, we don't get it, and we don't even really understand what this is actually is up to the time we come to realize, and we indulge ourselves with a few people that we later. And most of the things that is now eating us today, we even made some few wrong choices that had to cost us a lot in life, that forces us to go through a series of things worse than what we expected to experience. And this changes a direction and a trajectory of God, redefining redefining your purpose, and now putting you through a long journey that ought to have taken you a few years before you start realizing a good life. The Israelites were only to walk 40 days to cross the wilderness into the promised land, that is the land of Canaan. Out of their stubborn nature, they were forced to walk and wander in the wilderness that was to take them only 40 days to cross over to the land of Canaan, the promised land, now took them 40 years. Is when they came to realize that they ought to have. And do you know why? When they reached the sea, before they crossed, God told them to cross over and occupy the land. But they chose to ask Moses to send spies. And out of that, Moses sent 10 men. And out of 10, only 2 came back with a positive result. That was needed in order for them to cross over and occupy. What happened to those that brought a false information, of which that was not God's idea to send the spies? Because of our doubts into the scenarios and things that we involve ourselves with into this life. Trust me, guys, when you start such a relationship, it is very beautiful and very marvelous, but consider the age, because in few years coming, you'll start looking at each other, you guys, looking at each other in different ways, in different forms. When your eyes are now clear, the sanity of your brain And now you no longer think about the money, the cash, whatever you want. Now think about what you are focusing on and find out yourself what you need to do with your life in the near future so that we should not mess our generations. A lot has happened in this life, and that is when you are told that life is the best experience, is the best teacher, and the experience you get in life, and that life itself is a teacher and is a classroom with numerous notebooks, numerous chapters unfolding every day, giving you a broader experience into life and how you should approach life and how you should make things beautiful, not to render yourself useless. A fruitful tree is guarded with several factors from the wild beasts, wild animals, up to the humanity or the human territory. Unfruitful tree, the only use they can use it is for firewood, either they burn it down for charcoal. But for the fruitful tree, it is safeguarded by many. My brother, my sister, listen to me. It's not nice. And don't render yourself desperate. Relax. If things are not working your way, relax. Wait for God's time to be the best time so far, for Him to manifest Himself into your life so that you get to own and to have actually what you need from your God. Oh God. And this can only happen when you redirect your focus and you maintain your sub-demands. It might be today you are starving, you are making a lot of sacrifice to grow, to have a particular growth, be it economically, at least to sustain yourself, and the things are not working your way. That should not make you, or should not be a good reason to make you start choosing wrong partners or choosing wrong people or choosing wrong direction or choosing some, I don't know what to define this, but I will say, please don't hurt your life, don't hurt your entire generation, because you need your generation tomorrow for the growth and the continuity of your name. And that is what God even promised Abraham. And so when Abraham was shown this, indeed how it became, if somebody can bring Abraham back today and see what the world is made up of today, he will wonder. The mighty people, they knew of those times, and the ones we are having of this time are particular different people. Stay focused, relax, redirect your energies. Start working on what will help you in the near future for what you intend to have for a better what tomorrow. And that will embetter your life as it may gives you focus. Then now work together. Build up your life. Collect yourself down again from the scratches and the pieces that are left. When if you are from an outbreak or you are from a particular situation, don't bother yourself. God is in with you together, or God is with you together in that situation or the scenario that you are in, of which it is just a matter of time to manifest out for everything to escalate, and you have a positive and a good result for yourself out at all that given cost in life. I hope we are together. If you find it very beautiful, remember to share, like, watch, subscribe, and not only leave a comment, for what we need is much more better than what we have today. See you in the next video as we focus ourselves in a meaningful activities that brings what? Life. See you in our next video. Guys, bye.